The PlayStation, and to a lesser extent, in my opinion, the Xbox have a design flaw that could lock you out of your games. This is really serious as it goes back as far as the PlayStation 3 on the PlayStation side, and it affects the Xbox Series X. Let's talk about what Does It Play has discovered. So starting with the PlayStation series of consoles and what Does It Play has figured out is basically there's an issue with the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 4, and the PlayStation 3 with the CMOS battery specifically. So basically, if your console's CMOS battery fails, you're going to be locked out of your saves, locked out of your digital games, and the only way that I believe that they've said you can correct it is by connecting online. But you can hack your consoles, your older consoles, to fix this issue. However, I'm sure not all of us are going to be doing that. So the main issue is concerning the CMOS battery, right? You get locked out of all of your digital games. And again, this affects the PS3, the PS4, and the PS5. So if you Google CMOS battery lifespan, you're going to find out that they average 5 to 8 years. The CMOS in the consoles is closer to 10 to 20. Okay, whew, right, you think you have a sigh of relief for a second. But then I start looking at when my PS3, my 60 gig PS3 with the backwards compatibility functionality was released, which is why I don't need my PS2 or PS1 anymore. Okay, when did that come out? It came out 15 years ago. So the CMOS battery in my PS3 is on borrowed time at this point. Maybe I get 5 more years out of it. But if already the way online infrastructure has advanced, some of the wireless functionality doesn't work the same way that it used to. I'm not very familiar with the technological terms, but older iPhones, for example, can't connect to my Wi-Fi network because it's you have to use the 2.4G versus the 5G. And maybe you can explain it better in the comments than I can, but this is very, very concerning. So I have to figure out how to, if my CMOS battery dies, if I ever want to access my digital games again on my PlayStation 3, I need to figure out how to get that console back online, or I need to hack it. Neither of those are great options, in my opinion, that I really want to be exploring. Thankfully for the PS3 era, and seeing it was for older games, that's a console where I largely have physical media. The dangerous thing is this also affects the PS4 and the PS5, and it will lock you out of your digital games, and it will lock you out of your saves, which was really, really scary to see. So yeah, this is especially bad on the PS3 because they just shut down the digital store for the PSP, the PS Vita, et cetera, right? PS3 also? I can't remember if the PS3 is affected. I don't think so. But that's really, really worrisome, right? Because yes, you can download your games again on that platform, but let's say you don't want to be online. You don't want to take out your console and figure out how to hook it up and then update the software and then play your game. You just want to play your games on that console. This makes it exceptionally difficult, and it's honestly something that Sony should address. Now, the PS4, if your CMOS battery dies, according to what they've discovered, is it won't even play physical games. So if you have a PlayStation 4, you're not even going to be able to play the disc copy of your games, and that's really, really concerning. The PS4 was released 8 years ago, so if you have a standard PS4, that is an 8-year-old console, which is coming up again in 2 years on that, console life cycle, the CMOS battery being 10 to 20 years. So yeah, okay, you could get a battery that doesn't last as long and it fails at that 10-year mark. That would be tremendously concerning. And based on what I've read, they say to fix it, you must connect your PSN to hack your console. So Xbox has a little bit of a different problem. Xbox has sort of like a DRM online check that it does when you initially boot up your console and when you pop in your discs, and it does a one-time check, and then it's like, okay, this person's good to go. The concern here to me is a little bit more gray, and I'll explain why. I'm not trying to play favorites here because it's concerning that both have this issue. It seems like on the Xbox, they would have to shut down server support for the platform. And if decades go by, it could be a problem. Now, the reason it's less concerning for me on Xbox is because they have committed to supporting backwards compatibility Xbox One X going forward. Even the Xbox One, I think, is included with that. Phil Spencer made that commitment going forward, right? So it would take a very long time for this to affect the console, but it is definitely worth noting, and it's something that should be in the back of our minds. So for me, I mean, it worries me most with the PlayStation 5 being all digital and the Xbox Series S, as it is also all digital. There is no physical media that you can put into those consoles, right? So does it play as a preservation society? Gamers like that and gamers like myself who need access to their old consoles, especially when I'm doing features that are focusing on old games. I've been talking a lot about, my favorite old series lately that I would like to see revitalized. And the fact of the matter is I have physical media for like the Mass Effect series, right? And that's about to get a remaster. And if my CMOS battery on my PS3 had died and I had been talking about the PS3 version of the game, I would have been locked out of my saves and my game. And that's just really, really scary to think of. It's just all these years when I've been collecting saves and everything, and now I'm able to make all these features about these old games that I love, my abilities would be reduced. And the idea of needing to hack a console isn't something that is particularly exciting to me. Now, we haven't, the Xbox story broke on the weekend, so we haven't had a comment from like Aaron Greenberg or anybody yet responding to the Does It Play team. They're working to make sure that games are preserved for years to come. But I did want to bring this up to you as it is concerning across the board. To me, it's especially concerning when the PlayStation 5 has that all digital console and they're marketing it as such, but it has like, if your battery pops out or something, you're going to have to take the whole thing apart and make that repair, or you're going to have to send it in for warranty. And there's a really, really dangerous slippery slope there where you could wind up losing a lot of your progress. Now, my PS3 hasn't failed me yet, but I can imagine me hitting this problem any day now. Basically, I bought my PS3 at launch. It is 15 years old. I am basically on borrowed time, and I bought that console specifically. The 60 gig version has the best backwards compatibility that you can get, and Sony has made it very clear that they don't have a solution for backwards compatible PS3 games on the PS4 or on the PS5. They just didn't support it. It was like too hard for them to figure out. That worries me a lot because there are a lot of really good games on the PS3 that I enjoyed playing, and the PS2 era, especially like all the Grand Theft Auto games, I played those mainly on my PS2, and there's just so many games that I could potentially be locked out of or unable to play because my CMOS battery dies. I really, really, really hope that Sony comes out and addresses this. Now, Xbox, they're in a little bit of a different boat because they could just push a patch and be like, hey, we fixed it. Problem solved. And I don't know that Sony has that. They have had such a difficult time, especially with the PS3 era of games. And we've been waiting for so long to hear how, like, are they ever going to address that? And largely the answer has been no, we're not going to, figure that out. You have your PS3, and we sort of drew this line in the sand for PS4 and PS5. So for me, it's extra concerning. It gives me anxiety thinking about my PS3, which, is in storage right now. I recently took it out to play Legacy of Kain, for example, or Blood Omen. And it's fantastic to be able to pop that out when I want to play my retro games in the best quality that I possibly can. Like Blood Omen, I don't even think it's available on PC anymore, the original Blood Omen. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? This is really, really worrisome for me. And I apologize if I didn't get all the details 100% correct. This is more me reacting to the story than anything else. But it really worries me. This is a little bit scary. I am glad that the Xbox platform can push a patch. I hope PlayStation can also. There's a petition that they have put together where you can actually write to Sony saying, hey, please at least comment about this so that we can address it and know that our games are safe and preserved and that we're not going to lose access to them. Thankfully for Xbox, like when the next Xbox comes out, and as long as I know I have access to my catalog, I feel pretty good about that. Like they're like, hey, your digital catalog's intact going forward for the next XX years. You're good. Okay, great. Like I don't imagine Microsoft going anywhere anytime soon. I don't think Sony will either, but just I feel like gamers are going to need that reassurance. What do you think about this story? This was a big surprise for me to see on the weekend, and I would love to hear what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comments below. Hey, if you like these videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed. It's amazing to see this channel's growth. This is just something concerning I wanted to bring up to you as, fellow gamers out there who might be worried about this. Also, you can read more from what is the website? Does It Play? If you want to know more about it, I'll link to it in the description below so you can get the precise exact details about what is going on with the CMOS issue and the DRM issue on Xbox. The Xbox One broke like hours ago, so I have less context to go on. But to me, like I said, it's a little less worrisome. Anyway, if you like these videos, you can hit the subscribe button. If you want to be a member and support this channel, you can click the join button. That's just something YouTube offers for content creators who, post on the YouTube platform. Click join. You can join and support. Of course, you can just watch like everybody else when I post the videos. I post them with no ads for those people as soon as I record them, and I'm playing catch up because I have my second Moderna shot, but I'm getting back in this flow of things. I got a few of me tonight. Like I was just exploded with creativity, so I got a few coming. Anyway, I should probably sign off because I'm going to record a few more of these, and I'll see you very soon. This is Destin signing off. Bye for now.